The best thing to do is just start talking, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
So we're talking.
Let's just start talking.
We're here, and we're hanging out, and we're chilling because this is Mailbag and Chill. Folks, if you're listening to this right now, you might be wondering, hey, what's going on? Why is that weird eugenicist's face the same one as last week, but now it's inverted and scary?
It's demon,
and I'm
the demon version. I love it.
Basically, when we started doing this show, the idea was, hey, we'll maybe, read some mail and read a news item and talk about natalism. That's kind of what this is. We do it every other week, and what you're listening to right now is a preview of an episode that you will be able to find in its entirety over at patreon.com/illconceived. And so every week that you see one of the scary ones in your feed that looks green and blue, that is a preview of the mailbag. And basically what we do on these episodes is that we read even more of your mail. It is an extension of the world famous mailbag.
We get a lot of it. You guys send us a lot of mail, and I know we both want to read more. And this is sort of a way to read, not all of it still, of course, but at least as close to as a whole as we can get. And I think it's also clear to mention that there are not main feed like bonus episodes being put behind a paywall.
Right.
The show that you've come to listen to and hopefully love, I hope many of you do, is all still free. The thing that is behind the paywall is just going to be the Mailbag and Chill episodes and whatever other bonuses we might do, like possibly reading the Zootopia
abortion comic. So that's basically what you can expect from here on going forward. And we've been doing a little bit of this last year as well. But in terms of like what we're able to do now to keep our own production schedule sustainable and keep our own brains from going insane, we'll be doing every other week, the pink episodes, basically. Those are the ones that are full research deep dives on a given topic that are heavily and extensively edited to sound as good as possible. But with Mailbag and Chill, it's a bit more casual. It's a bit more raw. It's exciting. It's uncut. It's like you're hanging out in the room with us. Because of course you are. Yeah. You're beautiful babies after all.
Crack open a seltzer or a beer or whatever. That's what we're doing right now. We're getting high.
A bottle.
We're sitting
because you're babies.
We're sitting on a couch. We're getting high. We're talking about the meaning of life. That's what this is.
So true.
This is our Club Random with Bill Maher. That's what I'm going to make my room to start look like. I'm going to just get like whiskey, just like in the background, just put like a cigar. Like I'm not going to smoke it. I'm just going to have it next to me just so I feel very spiritually Bill Maher.
The Club Random set is extraordinary.
I know.
Because this is a man who, it's not as if he has like unlimited money, but like he has the resources to appoint and dress this studio however he wants, right?
Yeah.
And he chose to go with that.
I know. It's like he's sort of this. I'm noticing this is more of a phenomena. Like it's definitely been around for a while, but I just put it in my head recently. I don't know if you saw the CBS. Apparently it's not happening. But the whiskey
it's not
with
happening.
I think it was just a rumor. I think it might happen, but it was just potential setups. Basically, for people who don't know, the new host Tony, whatever his last name is, the CBS Evening Zionist sort of right wing guy.
Former host of CBS Morning, who was then moved to prime time because he's willing to do whatever it is that they tell him to do. So that's a very good way to move up in authoritarian organizations.
Oh yeah. So they were testing new sets. Maybe this could happen, but they were testing one that was Whiskey Fridays with Tony. And the set looks like the Club fucking Random, basically set with just like a normal news desk. And I finally
just
put together
walls of bottles of whiskey behind
Jack
him.
Daniels,
Insane.
Jack Daniels advertisements
on a prime time news program. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing?
And it finally clicked in my head that we're in an epidemic of Gen X guys that like want to do more like, oh, this is just me, sort of. Full frontal. This is just me hanging out. This is me with no filter. This is right. And like there are so many people that have those sets for these type of shows. Like Tucker Carlson famously has the like cabin set. Now CBS possibly Club Random. There's like a phenomena of this sort of like aesthetic like the 2020s.
It's the performance of authenticity, right?
And masculinity, I think.
And masculinity.
Yeah.
And I think about this stuff a lot, too, because, literally right now, we are recording this podcast and we have to, obviously we enjoyed genuinely doing this and we enjoy recording it and we enjoyed looking at the stuff that we look at. But there is still a performative aspect to it, right? Like the way that we talk to each other is different once the mics start rolling.
Absolutely.
The mics don't roll. Once the tape starts rolling on the mics, I don't know. As opposed to, this sort of thing where it's like, oh yeah, we're going to be fully authentic. We're going to lean into exactly what it's like. No, you're not. There is no such thing as a fully authentic performance. What you exist within the context of everything that came before and after you. You didn't fall out of a coconut tree. And as a result of that, you have to make decisions about to what extent you want to separate yourself from the audience, or to what extent, I guess, your performance of authenticity is true to yourself versus true to what the audience thinks of you as. I don't know if this makes any sense or not.
I think so. Like you're sort of saying that they're choosing this aesthetic for maybe a specific generation. I think it is more directed at a slightly older generation, maybe specifically Gen X, elder millennial type. And it's I think in this way it's to like ensure. I don't think it necessarily works one-to-one, but I think in their minds they're like, this is how they know they can trust us. This is how they know that we're not bullshitting them, because we're just hanging out. We're sipping on a whiskey, smoking a cigar, doing some DMT or whatever. It's spiritually Joe Rogan at the end of the day.
Sure.
And people sadly really trust him.
Which is also an aesthetic, right?
Absolutely.
Like everything about the way that he designs his studio and the way that the cameras work, it is all with a rhetorical purpose. And I think that a lot of people, and it makes sense that it's these like Gen Xers who are like, the lead paint is really starting to set in, where they're just like, yeah, man, that's real. That's raw.
This is the most genuine anyone could be. And it's like, maybe it's more genuine than they are on their respective shows. Like maybe Tony would be more genuine when he's like slightly tipsy. I think everyone's a little bit more genuine if they have a little alcohol in them. I think that's just undeniable.
Our Secretary of Defense definitely pulls this off by always being drunk,
But I don't know if that's a reliable aesthetic when giving the news. I don't know. Maybe CBS is onto something, or maybe they're just a fascist adjacent propaganda at this point.
Yeah. Anyway, we've got a great mailbag and chill here scheduled for you. We actually, I pulled 4 letters out of the mailbag this week that I think cover an interesting range of stuff to do with our episode on masturbation and pornography that we put out last week. So we're going to go through some of those and read your thoughts. And then after that, we have, I think, a very interesting news item that has... I had multiple people send me this today because it really is squarely in the wheelhouse of everything that I do and what we do together, June, what we have done in our world of podcasting. So, not gonna tell you what it is. You're just going to have to stay tuned.
It's a good one.
But it involves Mr. Beast. Before we get there, though, let's read some emails. I think maybe there's 4 of them. So I guess, June, you go, I go, you go, I go. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
Cool.
Alrighty. So this is an email from Keith titled "Uploading ID in Australia." Hi again, J&J. That's a tie situation.
That's a tie.
That's a good middle ground. Just
really
like
nice tie.
CBS.
Right down the middle, fair and balanced, just like CBS and Fox News.
Yeah. And it reads, the Australian government, when delaying access to social media to teens over 16, was pretty sneaky in that it made the age verification problem one for the nominated platforms. Most of them used a combination of facial analysis, record of activity, and other contextual means to block the under 16s, and none of them seemed to require any input of government IDs. This means that the coverage of the designated group under 16s is patchy, but at least it has avoided the obvious data breach problems.
Oh, I think that's a typo. Has avoided.
See, that's not my fault. I'll read that again. But at least it has avoided the obvious data breach problems that will occur in the upcoming US, and I need to check on details, the upcoming UK legislation, which is all copycatting the Australian approach, but using more dangerous mechanisms. By the way, in Australia, the under 16s can see all websites, but just can't have a social media account as defined by the aforementioned list, and can't post, but more importantly, they just can't be algorithmically fed dangerous materials by Elon, Zuck, and company. Cheers from Keith.
Oh, cool. That's really interesting. And I was curious about the list, by the way. So I just went and pulled it up. This is from the Australian government website, list of age-restricted platforms. And there is a list of services that eSafety, which is Australia's regulator, considers to be age-restricted, and then those that it does not. So just for reference, the list of age-restricted platforms is Facebook, Instagram, Kik, Reddit, Snapchat, Threads, TikTok, Twitch, X.com, the Everything app, and YouTube. And then the services that are not going to be regulated under this law, Discord, which kind of surprises me.
Very interesting,
actually,
given a lot of the history of like extremism and crimes planned. I am genuinely shocked that that's on the list there.
GitHub, Google Classroom, Lego Play, Messenger, which I'm assuming is Facebook Messenger, which again is also surprising to me. Maybe it's just the idea is that like this is mostly for one-on-one interaction, but that's certainly not the case with Discord. Pinterest, Roblox, Steam, WhatsApp, and YouTube Kids.
If Roblox was banned, there would be a fucking revolution.
For under 16.
It would be a fucking revolution. That'd be pretty funny to include that if they wanted the stability of the nation to be intact.
Absolutely. Australia's stability is at stake.
Also, I think it's very notable that you could technically go on 4chan still, like in Australia. Like that's not covered by this at all. Right. So it's a very weird way to cover it. It is almost entirely due to like algorithms. If there is an algorithmic aspect of the platform, you cannot use it without the ID, which is why I guess you could use Messenger, but not Facebook.
Right. Well, and again, that it's not, in this case, it's not ID, except maybe for some edge cases where they can't be validated otherwise. It's mostly the thing of, and this is also the thing in the UK, of like you take a picture of your face and then there is an algorithm that looks at your face and is like, does this face look like it's at least, 16, 18 years old?
Yeah, it totally escaped my mind to mention that when we were recording the episode, but I did want to mention that some people have gotten around that by using photos of characters from video games, right? Which I think is so funny. That's so insane.
And generally speaking, like, that was like early versions of the tech. Yeah. Now, generally, what you have to do is you have to be like, I'm turning my head to the right. I'm turning my head to the left. I'm looking up. I'm looking down. And it records like a 30-second or minute-long video of you doing that.
So you can't get around. With that said,
right. With that said, there are still privacy implications here too, right? I mean, think about a platform that has implemented this that doesn't immediately eliminate the videos, even though I'm pretty sure under law they're required to. Software platforms take shortcuts all the time. And then you end up with, let's say, a gigantic cache of videos of children who have been trying to get to this page and then, get denied. That's not good. Like, that is not a good thing. And it's not as, I guess, potentially worrisome from a financial perspective, data perspective, is a whole bunch of ID and passport photos, but it's still not good.
No, doesn't seem good. This seems to be, especially as we're moving in the age of, I saw an article, which I knew this was happening, but it's very topical right now for what's going on in Minneapolis in particular with the intense ICE raids, is someone took a photo from behind of an ICE agent scanning someone's face in what appears to be a Palantir database that has like a social tracker. It like has every bit of information on you. And it's very worrying that we are now just sort of all scanning our faces, like and have been scanning our faces on our phones, and now going to be put into like data sets and spreadsheets. And we're sort of in the we're way past just the police state at this point. We've been in the police state for a couple of years, very solidly so, and it's very concerning. I'm very worried about where we're going with that.
Yeah, I mean, to the CIA agent whose job it is to listen to my podcasts, hey, how you doing?
We all have our one. Mine.
That's right.
Mine is, I think, John. His name is John.
Yeah.
He talks to me in my state.
Tell me more.
He tells me things. He tells me ingredients for very dangerous things that I won't mention.
He gave you Havana syndrome last week. Folks, you're listening to a preview of a bonus mailbag episode. If you want to hear the rest, go over to patreon.com/illconceived and sign up for $5 a month. That will allow you to become a standard baby and will give you access to our weekly bonus episodes. In these episodes, we read additional letters that we've gotten from you about every episode that we do, and we also read news. And as you've just heard from this preview, we also just kind of shoot the shit. So if you can't get enough ill-conceived in your life, again, that is patreon.com/illconceived, and we hope to see you there.